Wow, that was a really long loading screen. Hello everybody, welcome to another video. We're back with Lara! Hooray! Yay! Oh, I've been looking forward to doing this. I'm trying to do like another project thing and I just keep messing up the commentary.
Roth, I'm coming! Thank God you're alive.
Now, Gorge got nothing to do with it. It's good to see you two, girl.
Sorry, they did a real number on your leg.
No, looks worse than it is.
Have you heard from any of the others?
Nothing.
Wait, what are you doing?
The wolves took my food pack. The transmitter from the lifeboat's in it. If we don't get that back, we're not getting off this bloody island.
But you need bandages, morphine, antiseptic.
Also in the pack.
Shit.
Exactly. Come here. Come on. Oh.
Oh no. No! Oh, don't do this to me, you northern bastard.
Sometimes the scripts are like really good, sometimes they just feel slightly off.
Okay. Thank God he's still alive. Wolf tracks. Oh God, what am I doing? The pack's up there somewhere.
It's alright, Lara, we've already killed some wolves. I think if you're quick enough, you could probably shoot him if you had the pistol out. But maybe he's out of range. He's probably out of range, not gonna lie. Okay, yeah, I didn't want to talk through that cutscene, basically because I took real care. Look at how Survival Instinct reveals the paw prints. I think that's so cool. I took real care in the first couple of episodes to try and keep it nice and ambient and stuff. Also, Roth seems to have killed this... Wait, did we? We didn't kill this wolf, no, did we? And I kept it kind of ambient, and then yesterday I talked a little bit more, and we didn't listen to all the conversations, and some people didn't seem to like that so much. So I can appreciate that. I will try and just basically shut up during a lot of the cutscenes. We have another skill point, though, do you remember? Because we basically finished that, that last area. So, we are going to get arrow retrieval or thoroughly search crates and caches. Oh, please, this one. Master it. Their terminology of calling it saying mastering it on a lot of these, I always kind of raise my eyebrow at because it's only ever one skill point. It's not like you really have to invest into each skill, which would have been an interesting way to do things, but you don't have to that much. We've probably got salvage to make a couple of small upgrades at the moment, but I'm not going to bother with that. What I think you guys will find me doing as this LP continues is between videos I will... Is there a second one there? Ah, he's flown off. Is between videos, I'll probably just run around killing monsters. I'll probably run around killing animals and collecting little bits of salvage and stuff, and just make sure on the videos the principal things we get our hands on. I think that's probably a good way to do it. Anyway, if we have a look here, we're in the mountain village, and there's a lot to do here. There's 2 challenges, illumination and egg poacher. There are 2 tombs to raid, 15 caches. There's just tons and tons and tons of stuff. Do you remember the last episode I talked about there's going to be certain areas we come back to frequently? This is one of them. This area we need lots of equipment and things to actually be able to complete 100%. So don't worry too much if you can't get 100% straight away. You can begin some of the challenges like illumination. You can begin straight away. I think you can get egg poacher quite early too. But I'm not going to worry us with all of that. I'm just going to kind of keep it simple, stupid. I'm going to keep it kind of linear for a while. We'll just grab what we can while we're going. But let's keep up with the urgency of the plot, shall we? Let's progress on up with Roth. And look, we just got a new modification. So one interesting thing about... How do we climb up this for the first time? I don't know. One interesting thing about salvage crates is... here we go. Salvage crates is... Like, this area feels so different to explore later on because, frankly, you get so much stuff to help you go different places. It's really weird. It's weird coming back here after I finish the game. just to see all the stuff I can and can't do. Yeah, one thing about salvage crates and so forth
Kamakura period.
is you won't necessarily
Is
just...
this part of Yamatai?
Was this all part of Yamatai? I don't know, Lara. You won't just get like bolts and stuff salvaged from it. You can also get, I'll get my point out eventually, you can find really specific things that will help you upgrade your equipment in major ways. So keep your eye out on that. I believe it's just random the way that they do it. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think I am necessarily. You'll just see all this stuff. One thing is, you know how I mentioned the whole Mirror's Edge? In Mirror's Edge, everything that you can jump on is kind of red. In this game, anything mostly that you can interact with is white. It's not just burning things. It's, if anything's particularly white, say that rope, for example, I don't want to give too much stuff away, but that's all the kind of stuff you can generally, if it's tainted white somehow, you're going to be able to interact with it. So we're going to come across onto this. Looks very stable, doesn't it? Don't worry, guys. Oh, there we go. I just instinctively pressed E there, and I couldn't even remember if that was a part of the control scheme. Alright, what the hell? Well, lightning. As you can see, it's still storming. I really like this as well. The storm, like, will eventually subside. Or will it? You know, it's a big question. Obviously, the storms are a big theme of us even getting here. And they're still raging away. I love it, because it shows just how little time really passes so far. Anyway, that thing breaks. That actually serves to help us later on climbing up, should we have to, many times, before we get more equipment and things, which is cool.
The pack's in there.
Oh, God. And here we are with the cave. We could zip line down there if we wanted. We can go over here too, but there's not much point just yet. There's extra stuff to be found. Actually, there's a tomb here. Shall we get this first? Let's get the tomb. Tombs are generally marked by these crazy chalk things on the walls and stuff. So if you come along here, you'll find not only a tomb, but a GPS cache too. I think that's a really well-positioned GPS cache because it kind of... I know we can't come into this just yet because we can't quite jump up there. Inaccessible tomb. Climbing equipment required to enter. So... yeah, I remember finding this on my first time through, and this is when it really sunk into me that we'd be going back and forth a lot. This might have also been the moment I forgot about that other wall in the original tomb, the very first tomb, do you remember, a few episodes ago, that there's that extra thing. I might have forgotten about that around now, because I remember to go back to that one, but not the first one. But, oh god, okay. She automatically lights that from time to time. I pooed myself so badly while I was first doing this cave bit. Seriously.
I just want the pack. That's all.
Oh, it's over there. Where could I be attacked from? Okay, that's just thunder. Don't worry. Don't worry. And you can go down there a bit, but then it's just a wall. So, in theory, we should be safe, right? In theory. Video game logic.
Got it. Okay. Got to get this back to Roth.
And it's not even that deep of a cave. We can see the sunlight right there. Look at, by the way, look how messed up this is. Look at this guy. Oh my god. A very old kill that they've made, but they didn't seem to eat much flesh off of this one. Just the face for some reason. Okay. Just make a run for it. Go, Lara, go. Oh, but we can't run. We can't run, damn it. Just go, Lara. Just go. Just go. Just go. Just go. Why would they do a scary bit without attacking us? There we go, and then we punch him. Good, good, good. Oh. I'm really annoyed that the cues are appearing on the bottom of the screen right now. I'll mash F to defend. Knife him! Knife him! Because they never appeared for me before. All these quick time events were so hard for me. I had to legitimately learn what all of the icons meant and stuff.
That was close.
And eventually I got really good at them, but they never used to appear. Maybe I just turned off hints because I thought the game was too easy, and then it really came back to bite me in the ass. Okay, there we go, guys. There we go. And we get out. I kind of wanted to maintain a little bit of the... because I seriously was so scared the first time I went in there. It's a little bit harder to be so scared the next time, but hey, whatever. Okay, anyway. Killing birds. Oh, yeah, as well... there are achievements in the game for killing like a certain amount of certain types of enemies. For example, large game. If I still need to kill a few more of those to actually finish that achievement, so I'll try and do that as we're actually LPing. because I'm an achievement whore, even though I've not done any multiplayer. And tons of achievements come from multiplayer, but hey, whatever. We've got the pack. Don't worry, Roth, I'm coming. I can't burn that because I just had to put out my torch. Brilliant. Full damage is pretty forgiving on this game as well, considering later you can get like an upgrade that if you tap shift at the right moment. Come on, grab it, Lara. Good job, good job, good job. If you tap shift at the right moment, you'll just like roll it off. Like true parkour style, which is pretty cool. Hey, Roth, we got your pack. Don't worry, I only had to go into a cave full of wolves.
Right. Let's get you patched up.
Let's do it. And I guess we took first aid at some point in our long life.
Roth.
It's not bad. Where does a young lady like you learn to do a thing like that?
Late shift at the 9 Bells. Wolf's got nothing on a broken bottle.
Hey, you got it. Nice work.
So I assume the plan is to take that up to the radio tower.
Well, it should give us the best shot of broadcasting a strong signal in every direction. Look, Laura, we need to send out that SOS. And I'm not climbing anytime soon.
Yeah, I was afraid you were going to say that.
You can do it, Laura. After all, you're a Croft.
I don't think I'm that kind of Croft.
Sure you are. You just don't know it yet.
Well, let's hope I'm a fast learner then.
Just be careful, Laura.
Alright. Do you know, I really like that line. Yes, we know about the climbing axe. I really like that line where she's like, I don't think I'm that kind of Croft. Obviously, she's talking about other members of her family. We're going to be hearing about her father and stuff as we play through this game. It's done quite tastefully. For a while, it seems to lay it on a little bit thick. But I'll explain more later why I quite liked how they introduce her father in this game. But you know, we hear stuff about her family, but I really like that line as well because we're playing as a new Lara Croft. We as players, we're familiar with many Crofts. We know what all of the previous Laras were like. And she's like, maybe I'm not that kind of Croft. It kind of hints, you know, for me anyway, it kind of resonated a little bit with perhaps what we expect from a Tomb Raider game and a Lara Croft, and maybe how this is slightly different, or she's unsure yet. You know, it ties back into being an origin story, which I like. I really do. So anyway, this is the climbing gear, as you've seen. This is one of those examples how platforming gets a little bit more interesting as the game goes along. The game treats you like a baby the first time, like giving you all the time in the world to react. You basically just jump at the wall and you need to hit E to latch onto it. Very reminiscent of the first series of games where, and look, do you see how it nicely puts us back next to the tomb? It's very reminiscent of the first series of games where every little jump you used to have to hit E, the equivalent. I think it was E, maybe it was shift in the original games for the PC, to always be grabbing on. And this is nice because it means you have that every now and then. And it leads to some pretty cool platforming stuff. It could lead to far more. They could have done a lot more interesting stuff with the tools and the engine that they created for this game, but they usually keep it quite simple. Again, it ties into like these puzzles being easy that everybody complains about. You know, it's the start of the new franchise. I suppose they felt like they had to dumb it down a little bit. As long as it does get a little bit more complicated, a little bit more difficult, Because a lot of us do like the whole puzzle scene from Tomb Raiders. That was such a large part of the gameplay before, and the only real puzzles come in optional tombs now that you don't have to do, and they're all piss easy anyway, so I don't know. Anyway, another loading corridor there. We get another camp. This is a day camp, so as you can see in the middle, we
God for Roth's training.
don't get fast
All
travel.
those treks, all those climbs. It's as if he'd been preparing me for something like this all along. It's clear that there are people living here, and they're organized. They're killing and recruiting. But why? It's like some kind of cult. But a cult of what? What do they want? What are they looking for?
All good questions to be having, Lara. So I really like the extra sound effect that they put onto her voice there. So anyway, we've got a little bit more salvage. But we've already got 2 of 2 bow upgrades. So do you remember earlier I said that out of some crates we can get really good stuff? Well, look, we're only 20% complete for the bow in total, but we already have both upgrades. So what's up with that? Well, that's because later we'll get different stuff that affects the weapons in more extreme ways, and then unlocks a bunch of extra stuff on this screen. So our only other option here is for the pistol, and we don't have enough salvage for one of them. We could pick either more magazine. Let's just increase damage. So there we go. Port vented slide. I'm sure if I knew anything about guns, then I could be like, oh yeah, look, this is all so authentic and so well done. So we'll grab that and we'll progress on. Also, in her little journal there, you heard her talking about Roth going on climbs and stuff with her, which I guess, again, it's a good justification for why she's so good at some of this stuff. Which way did we come from? I guess the other way. So I guess that's a good justification for how she is what she is. But also, do you remember I mentioned
Gilded figures, servants of the Sun Queen.
the new kind of Von Croy guy we've got at Whitman, and how he was a bit of a tutor for us. He kind of tutored us, I guess, on the academic side.
Sacrifice, murder. There's no record of these kinds of rituals in ancient Yamatai. Unless it was erased from the texts.
But Roth was the guy that taught us all of this physical stuff, so it was kind of, I quite like that we had 2 different mentors in different ways. Anyway, yeah, whoever's here now, as Laura's just explained, they're not really engaging in the same kind of practices as the ancient people of Yamatai were. So what is up with that? Why are they so messed up? I got really stuck here on my first time. I didn't realise you could just be quick and jump over here before that fell down. Yeah, you have to do that because this is your only way of getting fire. And once you've got the fire, jump back onto this, and you can burn these. I believe you can burn these. You should be able to burn these. Yeah, you can. So there you go. Yeah, I got really stuck here. I didn't realise you could jump over. I thought that it was just too far, or by the time you got on the platform it would be too low. So I never knew to jump straight over there, and I was really weirded out by this, because if you look at it, you see it becomes red, and I thought you had to like shoot them off, but I couldn't figure it out for quite a while. Still, none of these puzzles, you know, that was just a minor little thing that I immediately wrote off. I think a lot of times people can't complete puzzles, or for me at least, I miss something, and it's because I've written off something really basic really early on, and I don't ever consider going back to it. And I think that's a real skill in solving puzzles and stuff, being able to go back to this stuff. So anyway, now we can actually, you will have noticed as well earlier, we can shove this off just like in the original puzzle. What that's going to do now, because there's even less weight, that's going to let that go really high. Because now that's super high, we can jump up, and before it goes too low down... Oh no, it's just going to stick there. Okay, cool. And then we can jump on, and of course, we need to start identifying these kinds of wall textures. These are the ones that we can grab onto. You can't do it all over the game. Sorry, I should have clarified that. You can't do it everywhere, guys, so sorry about that. Hey, another skill point.
Built in honor of her priestesses. Incredible.
Maybe this area is authentic, but just look at the ridiculous amount of bones. Like, they did go overboard with the bones of this game. How many things would have had to have died to produce this kind of bone work? Jesus. I suppose, you know, it's all relative to time, though, and if this is really that ancient, then maybe it wouldn't matter. But here we go. We get another chest. And the double gasp. Get ready for it. Oh, fuck. Okay, good job, Lara. We never find out what she gets out of those. That's a shame. I would have liked special kind of relic things, but I can understand why they wouldn't do that. So anyway, look, we just got a map. We got a map of all the relics in the mountain village. Woohoo! As I say, though, even with that map, because of the nature of this area where we don't have access... Oh, and she looked like she was going to catch her legs there. Because we don't have access to everything just yet, I don't really see the point. On my first playthrough... I got absolutely everything I could before I progressed to the next area, but it was a real pain because I was never 100% of myself, because I could see something that was close by, but I had no idea whether I was meant to be able to get to it yet or not. So it was a constant, oh, can I get it, can I not get it, for a long time with me. And Yeah, in the end I had to just kind of go back way later, so that's what I'm going to do here. We might even do like a special episode where I just run around doing that. If I've got enough random bollocks to talk about as we're doing it, which I probably won't, so don't get your hopes up. Anyway, we'll jump down. This is the climbing wall here. You see? We can progress on. But yeah, I'm glad to be filming this today, guys, because I'm trying to do a Guild Wars 2 video that's like quite highly edited. And I first just did some commentary for it that was quite relaxed. It was, in my opinion, it was to the point, but it was, you know, it had some interesting fluff to it and stuff. And I was quite happy with the commentary, but the quality of it was terrible. So I deleted it, and now I'm trying to re-record it, but I can't capture the essence of the first time. That's the wolf cave. We don't need to go there. But I can't quite capture the essence of what I wanted for the first time. So if you're ever unsure where you want to go, press Q, look for the beacon, which is up there. We need to climb higher. So yeah, I can't quite capture the essence of the original thing, and I really think I've got a bit of a problem where if I try and record something and I've got a specific thing I want to say in mind, I'll just keep repeating myself and repeating myself and repeating myself, but feeling like it's not perfect, and I get trapped in it, and I do really badly. So I was just like trying to record this thing for half an hour, barely getting any lines forward, and then re-recording, and I just kind of get stuck with it.
No, nothing. What? Nothing. There's no one up here. They never make it up this far. Should we head back up to the bunker? Nah, let's wait out the storm. Got it! Stay alert. Let's move inside. That's a good idea. We got some time. Might as well relax. They'll probably put us on deck duty later. So what do you think they use it for? What, radio tower? Yeah. Still works, right? Probably. We got people up there guarding it day and night. Father Matthias doesn't want anyone going near it. Do you think he has a line to the outside? Why do you think most survivors ever make it up this far? What do you mean? Matthias knows exactly when a new ship is coming in. We always have plenty of time to prepare. So, he's fishing. Using that tower to lure ships. Exactly. But why? I think he's trying to find her. The key. The key. You really believe in any of that? I don't know. Look, we shouldn't be talking about it. Let's just get some rest. Yeah, you're probably right.
So like that's one thing. If you just rush around, you're not going to catch any of that. So what are they talking about? A key? What? I like the idea of him using the radio tower. Also, I never mentioned as well in that cutscene, the radio tower is really kind of cool in my opinion, because you do kind of see it before going for the wolves on your first run through, or at least I did. And that was really cool to then have it referenced just so candidly in the cutscene as if players had seen it anyway. And again, another thing that really reminds me of Dear Esther. Really cool, like this thing in the distance that you're constantly walking towards. Anyway, don't forget about that guy on the right. Make sure you shoot him out. And then it's a question of perspective for these two guys. You need to shoot the guy who's not going to see the other guy. So the one at the back having a smoke. Hope you enjoy that, mate, because that's the last one you're ever going to have. And then that guy too. Voila. Easy, easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Chicken breezy. Right, okay, so cool. We've got that. We can go loot and check it out. Even if we're not looking for pickups.
I have spoken to some of the villagers on the island. I was expressly forbidden to leave the palace, but this did not stop me. My duties here are clear. I must learn the truth. But the stories I uncovered defy belief. Rumors abound of the Queen's communion with the spiritual world. They say she commands the sun and the rain, that her lands are abundant by her will alone. This is certainly nonsense. But what can be the cause of such whispers? Is this how she controls her people? By engaging their primitive superstitions? I saw absolute reverence in their eyes when they spoke of her. Yet, I also sense fear. Her people are treated with fairness, taxed reasonably, and are well protected by her storm god. No wonder some of them even pray to her. It's as if she were more than just a queen to them. Spreading discontent through her people may well be a harder task than I imagined.
I've got to be honest, I had a little bit of trouble when I was originally running, not massive amounts of trouble, but you do begin to find so many logs of different people that have visited the island that you're going to keep coming back to these characters, and I started to get a little bit confused who was who, so do try and keep up with it. This is a very old journal, this is a very old record of an ambassador The ambassador uncovered a mystery surrounding the Sun Queen. It seems she has some kind of unnatural hold over her people, says the description. Again, no date, but this is very, very old. This is back when Yamatai was in full force, and Himiko, the Sun Queen, was ruling over these people. And don't forget this either, she kind of taxed them well, everyone was treated with fairness, and they were really well protected, okay? So she seemed to be a great ruler, which people come to revere. This guy obviously thinks it's stupid, this idea of her, controlling various things, or being in communion with the spiritual world, so he's a bit pessimistic. And obviously he seems to have nefarious intent for himself. Nefarious intent, does that even work as a term? Basically, he's sort of spying on them as far as we can see. He's meant to be spreading discontent and learning the truth, as he says. Will he ever find it? Well, we're going to be getting to know some of these characters. See, we get 10 ancient scrolls like this. I'm sure we'll hear more of him in the future. So we go. There's another one located here in the mountain village too. We will get them, don't worry guys. That's why pickups are so good in this game, because you get invested in these scrolls and you want to know what happened to these characters, even if they are long dead. Or some of them could potentially even still be about. When we hear about Matthias and stuff, and that's really cool as well. I like to think of what thugs we're killing, whether, they could be someone that left some of these messages or what. Anyway, you got chicken here. Shoot the chicken. Shoot chicken in the bum. They die very quickly, don't they? I'm sure it wouldn't be so easy in real life. We get another one up here too, so keep your eye out. Oh no, that's just a salvage box. Ignore me, never mind. There's another one achievement here called Illumination, which requires you shooting out those, I think. Oh no, maybe not. No. What's the other one? Oh yeah, Egg Poacher. Sorry, we already started Illumination, didn't we? Illumination's kind of hard the first time through because, again, you don't always have fire when the shrines are about. So there's one of the Illumination shrines. This here. We need to set this on fire to continue with our achievement, but how are we going to be able to do that? Well, it's too tough right now. Anyway, if you jump back over here, there's something. This is just all from memory. You'll see I'm not going into survival instincts that much.
Probably used for preparing medicinal herbs.
A Yagen, and also we can inspect it. I think you inspect the top.
There are small bone fragments in the mortar well. Hopefully animal bones.
Delicious. And we get a little bit of experience for that as well. Oh, we haven't spent that skill point, have we? Oh, well, we'll do it in a sec. Don't worry, guys. So anyway, we continue to climb up. Can't do anything with that so far, it would seem. Actually, I think we can, probably. If we set fire to our torch from here, we can jump across. Because obviously the rain won't put it out, When I was a kid, I used to think the games were so... Well, anything, films, TV, whatever, were really unrealistic because how could people have fire like this when it was pouring down with rain? And I remember, my mind was blown once when I think it was my mum. She had like a lighter out while it was raining to light up a cigarette, and it didn't get put out. I was like, oh, this is madness. This is insane. And then, yeah. That's always kind of stuck with me. I don't know why, but on some level I always think about that whenever I've got a torch and it's raining. All the time. So anyway, we've got another area over here. Can't seem to do very much. There's a door. We can't get behind it. Sadly. Sad stuff, guys. So we're going to continue climbing up. More climbing gear sections. As you can see, it's all still pretty simple. They don't throw anything too astonishing at you just yet. Oh, yeah, and this bit. Okay, cool. And this doesn't look very stable, does it? Go, Lara, go, 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 go. You have to jump. I think a lot of these sections would be a lot more fun if they just did all of that in real time. But then you come into problems where people just start dying all over the place. Are you there? Hey, Reyes.
Reyes! Did you find Sam?
We're still on her trail.
I'm going to try and send an SOS from an old radio tower up here. Any tips?
Hey, Lara. You're gonna need to find the communications console. It'll look like a bunch of old switchboards.
Okay. I'll let you know when I find it.
Okay, cool. So this Alex guy is going to help us. Remember that he's helping us. Oh, and you can't be stealth here. So you can't stealth your way through the whole game. Always a shame. Please, that was so in the head. And he knows it. One down. Ah, you got me, bastard. Try and take out the melee guys as quickly as you can before they, force their way into you. Crap. There we go, that's one down. I don't think you really have to charge up fully with the bow. Try and remember that. When you're basically just going for headshots. Also, notice how he was trying to throw fire at me, and then I shot him as he was throwing the fire, and now he's damaged himself. He was wounded there. I could have showed you off a new mechanic, but we'll do it later. So anyway, that's that little section done. Well, not done, but we've dealt with the monstrous men of the island that are attacking us, so we'll kill them. They're just so bloodthirsty. It's like, Jesus. They basically just write off the idea that you can be new recruits very early, and then that's it. It's just kill, kill, kill. But I think Lara is a little bit merciless as well. I can kind of agree before with Whitman, where he was like, no, look, I can settle this. You know, Lara, what had she seen up to that point? One guy trying to chase her, that she got killed by kicking and a rock fell on his head, and that guy was saying, I can help you. I want to sort you out. I want to help you. And the whole way through this game, I was wondering. Yeah, me too. Don't worry, Lara. I was wondering if this was going to like have a bit of a Saw vibe to it, where you see something really early on, and the character reacts in a certain way, and you find out that was their doom. Like, what if that was a really good guy we killed at the start? I spent all my time wondering about that.
I'm telling you, Reyes, it's mechanical, not an electrical problem.
Now, Alex.
This looks like it might be an electrical problem.
You think?
Oh, hello. Hey, who's this little fox, huh?
Ah, she's cute, huh? Yes,
Yeah.
Alicia.
Alicia.
It's my
I like
daughter.
that. Oh.
14 years old. And smarter than you'll ever be.
She must get that from her father.
Don't give him the attention. And, yeah.
I'll take a look at this. Probably electrical. From her father. Nice one.
So I was on the lock, right? Doing a spot of midnight fishing.
Hey, Grim. Time to button down the hatches.
I'd be right with you. So I was on the lock, right? And this thing comes looming at me. Looming out of the water it was. So I give it a old Glasgow kiss, you know. Gets you out of trouble 9 times out of 10, that does. Took me a week to sleep that night off. And I've not touched a drop since. See you at dinner, fam.
I love Grimm. I know that probably a lot of American audiences would find it very hard to understand him, even without subtitles. Ooh, and check it out, Roth and Reyes.
All right, can we take B-roll, please? Thank you. Dr. James Whitman, filler 15, take 3, and action.
Okay, now take a firm grip and then slice him down the belly, like this. Yeah, you got it.
Good Lord, cut! 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 Cut!
Is he coming back?
I'll go get him.
World-renowned archaeologist. I discover...
The world-renowned
rare
archaeologist,
fish.
Mr.
I don't
Dr. James
cut
Whitman.
rare breeds of fish.
It's just a fish. It's
I know
fine.
it's just
You're
a
gonna be
fish.
fine.
This damned reality TV business. I'm meant to be bringing culture to the people, Sam, not dinner. No offense, Jonah.
I love
The
look on his
audience
face
demands
there.
content, Dr. Whitman. You know that. So until we find the Lost Kingdom, we need footage like this. Come on, let's just take it from the top, okay? We're gonna make you look like Gordon Ramsay in editing.
So you're gonna make him swear a lot,
Dr.
basically.
James Whitman, filler 15, take 4, action.
Okay, now take a firm grip and then slice him down the belly, like that.
I've studied them so much, I can see charts on the back of my eyelids. But if I'm not right about Yamatai being in the Dragon's Triangle...
I remember when you found that on one of your father's digs. You ran up and showed it to me dressed in your penguin pajamas.
I was 5 years old. It was my first find.
Yeah. You've got great instincts, girl. You just have to trust them.
That's what my father used to say.
Now, there was a man that ran on instinct. For better or worse. He would have been so proud of you, Lara.
We're getting closer to the storm.
Well, whatever's coming, we'll get through it, eh?
That shot across the water looks so good. Oh man, there's a lot I want to say on that. It's hard without talking over
Okay, Lara.
cutscenes.
Pull yourself together. They're counting on you.
Okay, so you'll notice this is a fast travel camp first of all, so do bear that in mind. We've got 2 skill points which we can spend however we might like. Well, no, actually, this is not where we can spend it however we might like. So we can now max out all of the early tiers here, right? But you'll know... oh, and we can get that, never mind, okay. So we've actually now got every single upgrade we possibly can get in the Survivor. You'll notice there's more, but it still says we need to buy more skills to actually go further in. Can you see it says we need to buy one more skill to unlock Tier 2 Hardened? So the truth is now, even if we want to go further into Survivor, we can't unless we go deeper into one of these other trees. And as you'll see here, Brawler has now unlocked. Brawler's kind of weird. I don't know why it unlocks when it does. Sometimes it's not available either on the UI, which is just odd. But these are kind of real physical fighting, getting up and close and dirty with people abilities, and these are more to do with weapons as far as I'm aware, and like shooting people in the head and extra rewards and stuff. So you kind of got that distinction on which branch you want to go into. We're just going to pick one of those at random though, and then we're going to go forward. And I've got something as well I want to add. Oh, we got a bit of salvage as well, which we can use. Something else I'd like to add too about that cutscene we just saw. And this isn't a spoiler or anything in any way, so don't worry, because it might sound like it's going to be, but it's not. So we hear a little bit about Lara's father there, and how it sounds kind of like he's died, right? Doesn't it? They've not been specific and not said to us that he's died, but he doesn't sound like he's about anymore. And the way Roth says he would have been so proud of you, you know, it sounds like he's out of the picture, but probably not that he abandoned her, because otherwise why would he have been so proud of her, right? So it kind of did that, and what was running through my mind at this point is a big thing of the last generation of Tomb Raider games was Lara's father had died, and he was like never apart. He died before kind of the series even started, and a big theme of it was she was looking for her mother. And very much as I played through this game,
found its way into Japanese circulation sometime in the mid-19th century.
And very much as I was playing through this game, I had that in mind. I was wondering whether that's going to be a theme of the new storyline as well. So I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention so that we can think about that. And I'll bring that back up like way later in the LP too. So anyway, a Chinese coin? Oh, sorry, no, a Japanese coin. No, yeah, it's a Chinese coin that somehow came into Japanese circulation, which is quite cool as well. You see, like, Japan and China kind of interacting with each other and stuff here as you go forward, which is very cool. If you look behind this truck, there's a GPS cache. I missed this. And obviously we can't actually hear the dialogue here. I've just realised I play almost mute, so I don't hear much of it anyway. Yeah, this is a good reason why to have subtitles on, because you can read the dialogue here if you want, which otherwise I'm pretty sure would be impossible to read because of, I don't know, an oversight in the audio levels that the devs had. So yeah. Anyway, there's a GPS cache behind there. You actually see here we're in a new area. We've already found a camp. There's one more relic to find and one more GPS to find. So this is a very small little area. We're no longer in the mountain village. So bear that in mind. We are headed for the radio tower. I want to get a shot of it from quite, you know, like far away before we go ahead. If we looked at this from the mountain village, or even like the mountain, what was it before the mountain village, where we were before, the mountain temple that we set everywhere on fire, you can see this ages away off in the distance. There's a really nice strong sense of progression as you play through the story here, actually going further towards the radio tower. Anyway, guys, I've noticed I'm coming up onto 40 minutes. I really don't want to push it too much beyond that. So thanks very much for watching. I'm going to go and try and film this Guild Wars 2 thing, and hopefully I get so tongue-tied, guys. It's unbelievable, and I just kind of devolve into these horrible circular things where I just say one thing, and then I don't like the way I say it. I say it again. I say one thing. I say one thing. I say, oh, so anyway. Thanks very much, guys. Me and Lara, we'll catch you next time. See yous. She's looking quite clean here as well. Look, look, look. We're not looking so beat up. How long is that going to last? Falling Simulator 2013.